Well, hello there, everybody. How are you today on this fine, what is it? It's spring here in Australia, but I'm sure it's probably fall over there now for you guys. So if you're joining me for the first time, I'm Sharon from the blog I Restore Stuff, and I'm here on Essential Stencils page to show you a live demonstration of their beautiful stencil range, their brushes, all of the things there. So when you join me, let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know that. If you do happen to be watching the replay, comment the word replay for a chance to win a prize in the 24 hours after our live has finished. But for those of you who are live with me now, stay tuned. Join in the comments. Share the love. Sprinkle our live around. Here we are. Just have to make sure I can see you. Hi, Kathy's here. Joyce Ann's here. I'm just looking at my laptop down here. Elise is here. Rhonda's here. We are all here. Good to go. And I'm just going to make this larger so I can see the chat over on the side. There we go. Mary's here. All right. Guys, I have a canvas project for us to do today, and it's a Christmas project. Let me know who enjoyed the huge sale. It was a VIP Black Friday sale last weekend on Friday, Saturday. Let me know what you purchased on the sale. Maybe you've purchased some of the products I'm going to be using today, a couple of the stencils. I'm using 2 sets today, combining them on this little small canvas, just an ordinary canvas. Hi Phyllis, how are you? Good to see you all here. Thank you so much for hitting that share button and sharing with your friends. That's amazing. Oh wow, lots of hellos today. California, Indiana, Mississippi, Massachusetts, Vermont. Here I am saying all these names with my Australian accent. That's where I am tuning in from, down under here in Australia, where the weather has turned quite hot over the last couple of days. So Bonnie, oh, I love that. Shopping, shopping, shopping too much. I hope you all took advantage of the great sale, but did you know there are some stencils still on sale on Essential Stencils website? So if you did miss out on that sale, go and check them out. Just all you have to do is literally type in the word sale in the search bar. It'll come up with all the sale items, or in the menu, you'll see one of the menus does say sale. So you'll see some of those on sale. One of those is this gorgeous Christmas joyful sign with all of these fun designs. It's a 2-part set, and you can layer them over the top. They've got a great example here in the picture. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can bring it up really close to where you can see the images that you layer over the top of the sign. Oops, it's so tricky to try and do that. Hi Donna, thank you guys. Let me know. Diana says her order says it's on its way. Yay! I feel like my video is just slightly a little bit crooked today. I probably put it in the tripod a little bit crooked. The other stencil set that I'm going to be using today is this one, which is called Season's Greetings. Now there's limited supply of these ones left. There's 3 in this set. We've got Season's Greetings. My favorite color is Christmas Lights, and the other one is Joyful, Merry and Blessed. So I'm going to combine those 2 today, and you're probably wondering, how am I going to fit this on this small canvas? Not quite the right size. Well, I always like to use what I've got, and I actually purchased this canvas, this small one, from a thrift store, and I did write in the description of our live the size in inches, but on the canvas thing here it says 24 centimeters by 33 centimeters. I think it's like 9.5 by maybe 14 inches, something like that. Somewhere between 12 and 14. Anyway, I have pre-painted the canvas. Danielle says, I found you. Just got you noticed. Cindy, yeah, sometimes Facebook's trying to catch up. I think they've had a few glitches this week. Melissa was unable to go live at all on Wednesday, so make sure you find her, Melissa from Miller's Rustic Sawmill. Go and find her and show her some love. Tell her that you missed her live this week, but you can go and have a look what else she has on her page to show you. Anyway, this is the color Lamp White by Fusion Mineral Paint, and I've used that as the background. It's just an off-white color with probably some grayish undertones on there. So that's a beautiful off-white. It's not such a bright white. I'm going to use that for my Christmassy background. And so we'll get started with that. Jacqueline just got home from church. Hi, welcome. Joining from Florida, Jenny. Kimberly, thank you so much for sprinkling the live over Facebook land. Yes, if you want to do that, just hit the share button there and other people will see that we're live today and be able to join in the conversation, perhaps win some prizes. Stay tuned to the end for that. Kathy's asking, do you need to paint your canvas first? I always do, just because I think you're supposed to. I don't know. But you could just leave that background white. Mine looks like it's got a little bit of, it's a little bit loose inside. In fact, I should have found a book that I could use inside. Maybe I've found one. Let's see if this one is the right size. Perfect. A little plug for, what is it called? Minimalist Cozy Home by Michael and Smith, The Nester. I don't know if you follow her blog, but that's going to fit perfectly. See behind my canvas there? If you find a book that fits perfectly behind the canvas, that will help to give your canvas a bit of a sturdy background so that you can stencil on. Otherwise, the canvas, you know, as you push down with your stencil brush, it can be a little bit giving. So there's one of my top tips today. All right, I'm going to point the camera down here. Just keep commenting away. Let me know what you purchased in the sale on the weekend. And remember that this set is still on sale. I believe there are several items still actually on sale or on clearance on Essential Stencil's website. And you can use my code, I Restore Stuff, use any of the links in the description of the live, or when Essential Stencil pins that post up the top there, you'll be able to click on that link, use my code, I Restore Stuff, and you'll get 10% off anything that you purchase at essentialstencil.com. And so this, I've got my brushes here ready and offloading cardboard right there. So what I'm going to do today for this canvas is, you know, that it doesn't fit all the way, so obviously we can't do that. But I'm going to use the word joy out of this and just create a sign using the word joy and the word Christmas in this set here. Christmas joy. I'm going to use some pretty fusion colors to do that, and then we're going to embellish our J-O-Y with some of these floral, the cardinal. I don't know, what would you put on this joy sign? Let me know there in the comments. Hi, Missy. You're taking a break from trick-or-treating and watching. Oh, cool. Joyce Ann ordered a little bit of everything. Yes, it's a great time when they have a sale like that. I think that's probably the biggest sale they have all year. Moving this down so you can see it. Now I've got the J and the O and the Y, so what I do always when I'm just combining letters together is I'll choose the center letter, or if there's, you know, if it's an even number words, you'll have to choose the center too, but J-O-Y, 3 letters, choose the middle letter and find the midpoint of your canvas. You can use a ruler if you like. I am going to eyeball it, mainly because I didn't bring my ruler out. Someone, who was that just said, Sharon, you're so organized. I'm like, well, I didn't bring my ruler today, so I won't be measuring. Keeping in mind our little Christmas sign is going to go up the top here. Christmas, joy. And I do want to have these embellishments on here, so I'm just going to have a little look because I haven't done this before. I mean, I've used this sign, but for different things. Where is it? I do like this one. So I'm going to make sure that I've got a little bit of space below my letters so that some of these embellishments might come down below. I am going to use probably a green. Let's do green. I've got some fusion colors here. I've got Conservatory, which is a lighter color green than what I would have normally done for Christmas colors. But look, any green will do. It's a gorgeous color green. I like it. And then this color is Highlander. Now I've got an affiliate link for Fusion Mineral Paint. If you wanted to get that, just let me know in the comments. These are great. Danielle says, I never measure. I'm an eyeballer. Okay, Essential Stencil has popped up there, the Joyful Layering Stencil, which is actually on sale for 20% off. Then you can use my code IRestoreStuff and get 10% off that. I think that's right. Okay, so we've got our O right here, which let's do a hand measuring here. So I can see the end there. Measure my hands. I sometimes do this just to get a feel for where it is, and then my Christmas sign will fit up the top. Using the color Conservatory, and I've got this is just the packaging from the canvas that I purchased from a thrift store, and it was brand new in package. If you look at the craft sections of some of your thrift stores, you will find some of these great craft ideas that people just, I don't know, they think, oh, well, I don't have time to do that now. And so they offload their crafting goodies to the thrift store, and you and I get to take advantage of that. Okay, so I'm just going to dip this in the lid. I've shaken my paint container, and we've got a bit too much on the brush, so I'm just going to offload that. You can, if there's a lot more than that, I will wipe it off on the lid first, but it's not too much. I'm going to offload it onto my cardboard piece here. Now, if you've just joined me, I do have a book sitting under the back of my canvas to just give a bit of support to the canvas there. Well, this cardboard's getting a bit wet and furry on there, so I maybe you'll need a different, paper plates are also a good idea for that, but since it's here, I think we'll be fine with this one. Okay, so I've got that offloaded as much as I can. Then I'm going to just do a lovely, easy swirly method. And the only way you can do this swirling method is if you've got minimal on your brush, but it does give a nice coverage, and that's just about covered the whole lot. I don't think, this paint, actually, this color has really good coverage. It's, you know, all to do with the pigments that they put in the paints sometimes. Yeah, but this one has really good coverage. Okay, so I've done the O. And now we move along. And hopefully the reason that doesn't have any fuzzy edges is because we offloaded as much as we could on the brush. So if you're new to stenciling, we always love to give you some tips here, because we don't just assume that all our watchers have been stenciling for years, but those of you who have been stenciling for the years are just wonderful as you join in the comments and give people helpful tips as we go along. All right, and if I've got hardly any on my brush, it shouldn't add any green paint to there, so I'm just making sure, you know, because sometimes it can get under the back. If you wanted to, you would clean that off and then place. So I'm going to place my J here. Let's just have a look. Now, I didn't think about this before, but I probably could have moved my O slightly across this way, because this Y is actually a lot wider than the J. But that's okay. We'll let our Y go a little bit closer to the O, and we'll just make sure this gap is about the same for the J. So I'm ignoring this gap up, this distance up here. All right, so make sure you've got it all straight. Again, I'm eyeballing it. Now that looks a little bit different height even. Well, we'll just kind of get it in the center as best we can. And then across here, I've got our Y, adding my paint to the brush again, a little bit more, offloading that on the brush, and then doing a nice swirly circular motion. And I don't know if you can see that, but I've hardly got any on the brush, and it's not coming off now. So before with the O, maybe I had a little bit more on the brush, but I'll show you that. So, but I would rather have that happening than have too much on my brush and get it all bleeding under and have these messy, fuzzy edges, okay? So if that happens and you're not seeing enough paint, just add a bit more on your brush, but again, still wipe it off, and then we can proceed to swirling it around again. Now I've got a bit more on my brush, but you can feel it when it's starting to run out. Well, you can see it. I'm just going over this bit a little more, and it does eventually come off your brush and onto the canvas when you just take your time to do that slow swirling. Jennifer says you got your order today. So excited for some new ones. Yay. I love it. Okay, so there's our Y right next to our O. And let's now take a look at the J. Oh, I'm doing this upside down, guys. You'll tell me if I got this wrong, won't you? I'm looking at sort of in the phone camera so I can kind of see that I'm going okay. The J. I have done that before. All right, so I'm looking at this gap between the Y and the O here and just kind of giving that. It's a little bit tricky to kind of tell. But yeah, keep that in mind that these have different widths. The J is very thin and narrow. The O is quite wide. The Y, the top of the Y is wide and then goes narrow. So you've just got to give it an overall look of, you know, this has got a bit of a space here. We've got a bit more space on this side, but I don't want to leave this gap too much over. So, but you know what? By the time we add our beautiful embellishments, I think it's just going to look fine, because that'll kind of take away from any imperfections that I've got as far as spacing. Hopefully, that's my thoughts anyway. Okay, so if you've just joined me, I'm just using a canvas and just holding that down a little bit because the stencil is laying down on the ground here. I haven't propped it up with anything. I'm just going to put my hand down on here to make sure that that's stable and not lifting. Okay, beautiful. I feel like there's still, maybe you need a little bit more coverage here. Okay, there's our J. So there we go. Nice crisp lines because we offloaded as much as we could from the brush. Now, if you wanted to, see the little bridge spaces that you have in stencils, and that's just so that the center of the O will keep intact. Be really careful when you're cleaning these because you don't want these to break. But those are the little bridge lines you can use. Essential Stencil has these bridge brushes. They come in a set of, is it 6, I think, different sizes, but they're also perfect little artist brushes for doing details. So if I wanted to do this bridge, you kind of look at the size of the stencil and I could just go across here. Let's do that super quickly, see if we can try that. But these bridge stencil brushes are also on the Essential Stencil website. Just look up brushes and you'll find both the stencil brushes and the bridge brushes. Just using this one here that's around about the same size. Just to carefully go over that bridge line, or making sure I didn't get green on my fist when I leaned on the J there. Okay, there's a bridge on the O, and there's one just here on the Y. So we'll go there. And just to touch that up. So these bridge brushes, if you don't like the bridges showing on your stencils, you can always easily touch them up just with these beautiful brushes. And they're all different widths for those different, the different lines are different widths. Obviously on each stencil is going to be different how those brushes, and I've noticed just a tiny tad mist on this end here on the Y. It's just not clean and neat enough, so I'm going to just go over that with the bridge brush. So you can see how these brushes are amazing for just clearing up any little imperfections. And I'm finished with that now, so I can just pop it in the water. I'll show you that up close. So now all those bridge areas are gone and you've got nice clean stencils. So there's an example of how the bridge brushes work. Okay, so we're going to allow that to dry a minute before we put on our beautiful embellishments, which can just go all over the letters and look amazing. And I'm going to do the word Christmas up the top. Might just see if I can dry that a little. Yes, a lot of you are saying quality brushes. They do have amazing quality brushes. Just those bridge areas, just put another, make sure it's really dry. Diana said you had to sand, oh yeah, you mean sand yours today to fix a mistake. I've sanded mine too before. If I have fuzzy edges, I'll get the little bit of sandpaper and just with your really close to the edge with the line of the sandpaper, just clearing off some of those fuzzy edges that come on. All right, so I'm going to put the word Christmas up here. Oh, I feel like I want to do red for this and do all the other colour embellishments in red. But because I may use this green colour again, I'm using just a wet cloth to wrap that in, or you could use a plastic bag in case you want to use that colour again so that it doesn't dry out on the ends of the bristles. Now this is sort of a smaller font, so I'm going to use this. And then you want to just tape off any words that you think your brush might accidentally get on. So on this word Christmas, I'm just going to use the word Christmas for Christmas joy. And so I'm just going to cover up there, and I'll cover up the word lights, because what if my brush accidentally goes and hits that? And if you don't want your tape to be so tacky, just put it on a surface or put it on your apron or even on your skin if you wanted to. Okay, so the word Christmas is kind of small, but it's still, you could use this, go find a Christmas that you like. If there's one of the other stencils that has the word Christmas on it, you could use that, you know. I just found this one and thought that will work perfectly. It was the right size for this. Some of the Christmases I found stretched out further than the canvas. So because I wanted to use this canvas for a piece, I just am using this here. So I'm going to make it just slightly above, so in case we've got embellishments like the little cardinal we might want to put on the top of there. And centering that according to my eyeballs. Wherever I think is center is going to be center, okay? Yeah, Danielle says, imperfections add character. Absolutely. And that was in reply to Robbie, who said you think you had trouble putting the embellishments on, right? Oh, yes, I'm a little worried about that too, but you know, we just go with any mistakes and we make them into, was it Bob Ross, the artist, used to say, happy little accidents. So we'll see how we go. Okay, again, I'm using the colour Highlander, which is, I know someone mentioned cranberry before, which is a fusion colour, and that's a lovely dark, deep burgundy red also. This Highlander, slightly different than cranberry, but a beautiful Christmas colour. And I've got a Fusion Mineral Paint affiliate link. If you did want to use my link, I would love and appreciate you for doing that. So just let me know in the comments if you are looking for that link. Oh, I maybe should tape this down just so it doesn't move, but not completely necessary if you know, if you're going to just hold it still. Okay, away we go again. And remembering that I do have a book behind the canvas here. Oh, it kind of feels like I've got a little bit too much paint on my brush. Now reds, no matter what brand of paint you use, the reds and sometimes some of those really saturated colours can be a little more translucent, is that the word? You can see through them, they're not as great coverage. So even though I had plenty on my brush, but you know, you don't want lots on your brush because otherwise it'll seep under the edges. But it's not got as thick a coverage, and that's just due to the high pigmentation sometimes in the paints. So that's that. I'm going to let that sort of dry and then do a second coat because I want that to, let me just do it with the hairdryer now. I want that to be really solid. Nancy's asking, great question, what's the difference in using chalk paint and mineral paint? And I've got a perfect blog post that answers all the questions, actually with chalk paint, mineral paint and milk paint, which milk paint comes in a powdered form. And I've used Miss Mustard Seed's milk paint for many, many years and love using that as a fun paint to use. So if you go to my website, irestorestuff.com, Nancy, and you just type in my search bar what's the difference, it will come up with that post that talks about what's the difference between chalk paint, mineral paint and milk paint, and that will be a great explanation for you. If I find your comment after the live here, I'll try and look through for that one and I'll find the link for you, but in case I don't get to find you. All right, going over with the second coat. So this one is, I'm using 2 stencil sets today if you've just joined me. This one's called Season's Greetings, and I think there was a limited supply left. It only was about 40 left, so if you want this one, now's probably a good time to grab it. And then the joyful one that we used for the letters joy, which also has the embellishments, that one is on sale today. So a whole bunch of stencils. There are some good Christmas stencils. There's even 4th of July, you know, patriotic stencils, there's Halloween stencils, there's a few different stencil sets that are on sale on the Essential Stencil website. Don't forget to use my code IRestoreStuff, get you 10% off anything that you purchase. Okay, oh, I like the coverage of that better, and I'll show you close up in just a second. Again, putting my brush in a wet cloth back here to just make sure it doesn't dry out while I'm going on with my next thing. So I just found the word Christmas in a set, and that happens to be that set. And there is the word Christmas right here. Now I could go through and do the little, what do you call them, the bridges with my bridge brush sets, and I would use probably a thinner one to do that if I wanted to do that. I'm going to leave it for now because we want to get on with our fun other embellishments. Now this is the set Joyful, which looks perfectly amazing as a sign like this. Like if I was to have the canvas up the other way, it just wouldn't fit on this canvas. And then the embellishments, you can mix and match them and do whatever you like with those. So let's have a look. This letter O, I'm going to add, I want to add the cardinal somewhere. Maybe do I put it facing in or facing out? Really probably doesn't matter. It sort of suits, the cardinal suits better looking out just in the way that it fits in the canvas with the sign, and even this one. So let's start with this one down the bottom. Now I know that, oh, they could be berries are still red. I'm going to do these red just so that it stands out, but you could also use a different color white. So this white background here is lamp white, which, as you can probably tell, because my background here is a core flute board, and that's a true, sort of a true white, and this is a slightly off-white grayish color. It's called lamp white, and that one is from Fusion Mineral Paint as well. Sue's asking, is it best to use chalk paint in these stencils? Can you use other paints or paste? Yes, you can use any paints you like for doing the stencils. Just have a try. If you've got some paints at home already, try those. If it's a little bit too runny, it is going to leak under your stencil, so just be careful of that. But any acrylic water-based paint is perfect for using. I steer away from the oil-based paints just because they make for a bit of a messy cleanup. So thank you, Teresa. Teresa has found my blog post which talks about the difference between chalk paint, milk paint and mineral paint. You're a legend. Thank you for finding that. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this one without taping it down because it should be fairly quick. I've offloaded my brush as much as I could on there, and we're going to go ahead with this little, what do you call this, poinsettia, and it's got berries, which I assume must be maybe holly berries that are coming out the side. Now I do want to, oh, what I was going to say before was you could add a shadow to the background of this using a brighter white. So this is an off-white. I could use a brighter white to do a shadow behind the stencil that I'm using now, just to add a bit more dimension to your stencil. I didn't bring another white out, but if you want to know how to do that shadowing technique, I've got lots of shadowing tutorials on the Essential Stencil playlists of their video collection right here on their Facebook page. You can also find it by going to my YouTube channel, I Restore Stuff, anyway, on YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, all of the different places. And if you go in the search bar on my channel, you'll find, oops, I see a little bit of bleed through there. I am going to put that down and do a second coat though, because I don't know if you can tell, you can still see that green in between, but I love how that's looking so far. And now I've got my little word Christmas up there. It does look a little bit off-center, doesn't it? Well, you can fix yours. Make yours better than mine. I always go, oh, just learn from my mistakes over here. All right, I do see a little bit of paint on the back. I'm just going to make sure that that's dry and not going to affect the next coat. Yeah, so I can see a little bit of bleeding underneath there, a little bit of fuzzy edges, which maybe just means I had a bit too much on my brush. I'm going to place that exactly where it was. I'm going to go over that with a second coat. Let's just touch that with the hairdryer. And I just saw Essential Stencil has posted there where you can get the Fusion Mineral Paint using my affiliate link. So thank you so much for that, Essential Stencil. All right, here we go with our second coat. I'm going to dip my paintbrush in the paint. Wow, way too much on the brush. I'm going to offload that off on the side of the jar first. Now, I haven't been watching, but I will try and look at comments because I wanted to know what you all ordered in the big sale. Yes, so Cindy's answering to Bronwyn. Highlander is the red. The green is called, starts with C, Conservatory. So it's Conservatory is the green. I love it. It's really nice on furniture. So Fusion Mineral Paint was formulated especially for painting furniture. Ooh, hoping I didn't have too much on my brush just then, because away I go. Yeah, and as the name suggests, it really adheres well to surfaces. So all you really need to do to your furniture is to scuff sand the surface and then paint it on. So if you are into or wanting to update your furniture in your home or even decor, I do love using Fusion Mineral Paint, and I have lots of blog posts. I've been doing this furniture painting for about 10 or 11 years now. And so I've got lots of blog posts, lots of tutorials on my site. If you're new to painting furniture, I've even got a whole section that says, if you're new to painting, start here. So, let's see, just need to wipe the back of that. Now, I do see that I have some fuzzy edges there, so just be really careful not to have too much on your brush. Still a little too much. You can see real close, I've got some fuzzy edges showing, so we'll just dry that off and then we'll think about this. What else could we put on here? Who wants to see a cardinal on there? Or should I do some more holly berries or one of these? Do you call that a pine cone? I call it a pine cone here in Australia, but I know that we use different words for different things, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the comments here while I'm drying this. Sue loves the cardinals. Do you think I should add a cardinal? Someone says yes. Oh, I love how you've added berries. Yes, I've added some berries down here. I don't know if we even have cardinals here in Australia. Not in my area, that's for sure. So I think they look gorgeous in the pictures that I've seen. Oh, thanks. Kimberly says, I don't believe you could have chosen a pretty shade of green for this project. It is really lovely. My daughter suggested that. She loves this colour, Conservatory. And I was out here, she was having her breakfast, and I said, because it's morning here, if you didn't know, in Australia it's morning. And I said, what colour should I do this? She said, it's Conservatory. All right. I don't think I've done a stencil with Conservatory yet, so I do love that colour. Okay, what else can we fit on here? You've got cardinals. Oh, it's your state bird, Joyce Ann. That's lovely. So there must be plenty around, I'm assuming. Okay, what else can we fit? I want to put a cardinal, so I think we're going to fit one up here. Right up the top here. It's just sitting there, perched on the edge of the J, bringing joy to Christmas. So I'm guessing, are these seasonal birds? Do they come out at Christmas time, or is it just because they've got beautiful red feathers that we seem to have them on Christmas things? Let me know. This is me learning about American culture here in Australia. I am married to an American, so we did live there for a little bit, a while back. Mary says, I want to do canvas, but you're afraid you'll have lots of bleeding on it. No, Mary, just practice on some cardboard. It'll be similar to canvas. Actually, I find canvas a lot easier than some of the other projects that I've worked on. As long as you have that sturdy, like I've got a book behind. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm going inwards. The cardinal's quite large, so instead of swirling immediately, I'm just kind of going inwards, brushing the paint inwards, and then I'm going to swirl around in the center there. And I will go over this with a second coat in just a minute. So yes, have a go. And you know what? I bought this canvas for $1 at the thrift store. So it's not like you're throwing away money if you just have a little practice on a cheap canvas. Don't go buying some expensive canvas to practice on. But yeah, literally picked it up for $1. Okay, offloading a little bit more paint. Susan, you want to sample Fusion Mineral Paint? They come in 37ml bottles. See this one? That's a tester size. And actually these guys are really perfect for stenciling because they're just like a craft size, and that will last you for so long. And they're not that expensive. They're really, I won't say the price because I'm not sure what it is in US dollars for you guys, but on the link there, where my affiliate link, you can get just these tester size, and they literally are. You don't, if you're going to paint furniture, yeah, get one this size, but literally the little tester sizes are perfect for just testing it out. Even you could probably actually paint a small stool or a small side table using just 37 mils of this stuff. So it is pretty, it goes far. Don't forget to use my code I Restore Stuff here at Essential Stencil to get 10% off. Now this set is already on sale. I believe Essential Stencil pinned that to the top, and it's literally like 20% off already, so you're getting an extra deal there. All right, Cardinal sitting on top there. That looks cute. I feel like we need something over this side to balance it off. Help me out here. What will it be? I feel like we've used berries here, so maybe not the berries, maybe a leaf, but then leaves are green. What about a red? Would that look weird if we did a red cone? What do you call them? Pine cones? Sue, I'll get you the link. It's the same link if you go to that, my affiliate link that that Essential Stencil posted in here before, and you just search their small sizes. Hi, Gloria. That's okay if you're late. You can always catch the replay. I think I'm going to do these cones. I hope that's not too strange. Let's have a look where we can pop it. What if we popped a cone right on the inside of the Y? Does that look too strange? I like the ones with the leaves. Or maybe just down on the bottom here, on the base. What is it? Okay, we've got base here, here. I feel like it has to be midway. Maybe we'll just pop it out the side here. Few holly leaves and berries, great ideas. Yes, Danielle likes the pine cone idea too. I think I'll do that. I feel like we're balancing it out here. So we've got some design at the bottom, a little bird up the top, and now I'm just going for a midway type of thing here. Just going to pop this piece of tape right here, reuse that so I know where I'm at. Let's see. Hey, let's say we just had some paint and painted a pine cone. We could do that. People are painting all sorts of things these days. So you could go a deeper green, but I feel like I just want to use this one color. I mean, make it a two-color stencil just for a better effect. If I had one that was different than the others, it might look a bit odd. But if you could also, another idea is to embellish these with a little bit of metallic. Could use some metallic paints for that. Okay, I can see through that again. So again, like we did last time, I'm going to hit this with the hairdryer. Hi Phyllis, thank you so much for jumping in the comments and saying hello. Guys, don't forget that at the end we're going to pick some winners for prizes. So if you've told your friends, make sure you let them know to watch till the end if you've shared this out. Diana says she has painted pine cones for Christmas decorations. Exactly. See? So it's a painted pine cone. And we don't have to have it whatever pine cone's natural colours are. Let's imagine we've painted it. And yeah, I think it would look great with a little bit of a, yes, little gold sparkle, someone said there. Oh, am I going to try and say your name? Gerandolin? Did I say that? Gerandolin? Did I say it right? Oh, Trina, thank you. She says it is going to be pretty. So I'm just going to add the rest of that there. So we used 2 stencil sets today. This one's actually on sale on the site already. So there are quite a number of stencils, like I said before, that are still on sale on Essential Stencils website that you can take advantage of, also using my code IRestoreStuff to get a further 10% off. So that's using that gorgeous colour, Highlander. We've used the green. I feel like that's enough. If we did too much more, although you could add something to the Christmas. Let's see if there's anything here that I could add in a green. See how I've done the Christmas in red and then the joy in green, and then I've added the embellishments in red here. I wonder if there's anything that we could maybe put up here. What about, you know, because the leaves are green, the branches are green, so we could just kind of make a little, here we go, this is what you do, guys, just add a little bit up here. We could just make this embellishment come up here. Oh, I never know whether I'm going too far or not enough. It kind of looks plain, that little Christmas up there by itself, but I don't want to add too much. This is a cute little leaf right here too. Maybe just one of these, just coming out to the side. Just a little pop of fun, as I said last week. I'm going to add that green, the Conservatory. And if it's too much, hey, we could just always paint over it with that base colour, lamp white. You can always just paint over an entire canvas and start again, you know. Okay, we're doing it. And then I'll put another one out to the other side so it doesn't feel left out. Once again, I'm using that same brush that I used for the word joy. And the full word on the stencil is joyful, and you can use the full word. If you had a longer canvas too, imagine putting the word joyful all the way across and then adding these embellishments. Or even in a vertical sign going downwards, you could use that joyful as well. These embellishments are really cute. Now, to do that same stencil on the other side, I'm going to flip the canvas over. That turned out okay. I think I like that. So to flip it over, I do need to wipe that off completely because I don't want some of that green showing up on my canvas. And it will come through to the back when you start to wipe that off, so make sure you get the back of your stencil also. Making sure it's completely clean. Gloria said she just received this stencil today. Awesome. Wish I had a dry cloth to wipe this with. I didn't bring one on with me. Hey, hairdryer's here. Just making sure it's completely dry because I don't want you know, it bleeding through and getting water, and water makes it even spread more, so you know you don't want that. Okay. Oh, Donna says cardinals aren't in every region of the US. You don't have them in California. Well, we don't have them here in Queensland, Australia for sure. Maybe they're further down south where in Australia it gets colder. So maybe they're a cold climate bird, are they? Maybe that's a thing. Okay, embellishing this little side over here, and we're making, so this leaf, I've flipped the stencil upside down so that it looks exactly the same, and it kind of looks like, I don't know, whatever you call those things that go on the side of words. There's probably a technical term for that. My daughter's a graphic designer and could probably tell me. Okay, I've got to stand up to sort of look at this head down, make sure I've got my book in the right place, and I had a little piece of tape. And here we go. Again, offloading my brush onto the cardboard. Oh, Donna says they're in Texas too. You've got cardinals there. Mysterious little bird. Okay, the green, notice how I didn't have to do 2 coats. It really does have good coverage. So depending on colours and pigments and that kind of thing, you will find that different colours have better coverage than others. That's the same as this lamp white colour that I used as the background. Those off-white tones will often have way better coverage than a pure white. You might have to go over a piece a few times if you're doing furniture, for example, in a true white, like Fusion's casement, than you would for some of their off-whites. So, oops. All right, I think that is just enough of all the things. If you put too much on there, it's going to sort of take away from the sign. So I do think that it would be fun to have a little bit of metallic bling somewhere, maybe even something here, but I don't know, what do you think? I think that's enough just with that. You probably could have even left off those greens up here, but it just kind of, I felt like it balanced it a little bit more. So there you go. I think we are ready to see some prize winners. And if there are any questions in the comments, let me know, and I will, whoop, there we go, up there. Don't forget, use my code iRestoreStuff. Follow me at iRestoreStuff in all of the places like Facebook page, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. And we've made this today. If you're just joining us and missed the live, don't forget, if you're watching the replay, don't forget to comment the word replay within 24 hours for a chance at winning some more prizes. And I'm going to look on here for our comments to see, oh, you can see my little hall table out there in the background. That was built by my father-in-law. It's an amazing job. Okay, I'm just kind of looking for comments here to see if we've got prizes. Congratulations. Someone said that the winners are up. For some reason it doesn't show me here until it's probably a pinned post. So I look forward to congratulating you. And I look forward to reading your comments in a minute. It's not showing up here. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. Oops. Oh, I'm not seeing it there either. So congratulations, winners. I'll jump on and say hello. But if you are selected as a winner today, don't forget to follow the instructions there. Email Essential Stencil. Let them know you won on Sharon's live today with the Christmas joy sign, and they will send you out a fun prize. So, yep, Facebook's doing some silly things. All right, guys, I will see you again next week for another live DIY project. Don't forget to share the love. Let us know what you have been stenciling with all your fun projects. And if you're in the Stencil of the Month Club, I'll see you over in their Facebook group, because that's always a fun place to share and get a lot of inspiration. So I will see you next week, guys. Bye.